In this video, I'm going to cover configuring toolpaths. To do that, I need to go to the Toolpath ribbon, select the object in the workspace that I want to toolpath, and then select the toolpath type. In this case, I'm going to use the profile toolpath type as my demo. So when I select that, I get the profile dialog. And this dialog structure is common across all toolpaths. So this will be similar for every different toolpath type. You just might have some different parameters in the method parameters here. So up top, I have my saved methods dropdown. This allows me to access any saved toolpath types that I've already saved off. So I've got this demo 1/4" profile. That loads it into the editor. And now I can view its parameters and edit it. I can also manage that here if I want to get rid of some of these. I can load it and then delete it here. The next section is my tool operations. This shows me which tools I'm using in this toolpath. So right now I've got a 1/4" end mill. I can select the green plus icon to add an additional tool. Let's add a 1/8" end mill. That'll automatically be added in position 2 as my cleaning pass. If I want to remove an individual tool, I can select the minus button here. And let's select the clean tool, and it's removed. And if I want to just get rid of everything and start over, I can select the red X, that is clear. And now everything's cleared, and I'm starting from scratch with a new toolpath. Down here, I have the method parameters. These apply to every tool in the operation. So for profile, the most common thing you'll probably be setting is bridges. If I enable bridges here, this is where I can control the shape of the bridge, the sizing, and then how I want them created. So if I want to control the number of bridges that are created per toolpath or the spacing, this is where I set that. And so for profile, I also have other options here, like if I want to cut externally or internally, I can set that here, weld the different profiles together, create sharp corners. This is where I adjust those parameters, and these will apply to every single toolpath, every tool that I have in this operation. So let's add a couple tools. I'm going to start with a 3/8" end mill. I'm using 1/2" material, and that's going to be my roughing pass. And then I'll add a 1/4" end mill. This will be my cleaning pass. So now I'm ready to edit the parameters for each individual tool. Those can be accessed by the tabs along the top of the screen here. And I can either access them by selecting the tab directly, or if I'm back on the main tab, I can double click the tool and I'll be taken straight there. So I have some options here. I can see the tool that I'm using, the direction that I'm going. I'm going to stick to conventional this time, but for the 3/8" end mill, I'll enable a helical cut here in the general params. And then I can edit my feeds and speeds here. So I'm defaulting to 60 inches per minute. I'll leave all those for now. Maybe I'll update my rapid to 200, change my spindle speed to 18,000, and that looks pretty good. If you decide to use chip load as a reference for your cut, we have just a calculated chip load field here that you can use as a quick reference to see if you're in range of what you're going for. Otherwise, you don't need to pay attention to that. I can set the number of passes down here. I'll increase that to 2. The max per pass is set to the default, the max length of cut by your tool. So in this case, I have it set to 1. I'll just leave that for now because I'm not actually getting anywhere close to that. I'm doing a 1/4" per cut, which is fine for this tool. If I don't want the tool to lift between each pass, I can set this to no lift. For helical, it won't matter as much because I'll just continue spiraling through the layers. But if I'm doing a standard non-helical profile, then this is where I set that so that I don't lift in between each separate pass. And then finally at the bottom here, if I want to define entry-exit, this is where I can define an entry-exit shape based on, I'll do that for the next tool. Let's go to my 1/4" end mill. This is my clean operation now. I'm going to leave this one as a standard cut. I'm going to leave helical disabled. I'll leave my feed rates for now, just to the default. Do a single pass for this one, and let's go down and define entry exits. I'll define an exit type. Let's do a line, and you can set the length here. I'll do 1/2 inch. The angle I want it to move away from the material, set to 10 degrees. And I'll set a lift of 0.2 inches, make it a 3D exit. Now I've defined the tool parameters for each of those tools. So in this case, I want to save this. So down here at the very bottom, I have a save button. This allows me to then type in a name. Just going to put in a short name for now. This is my demo 3/8 inch toolpath. So when I save that, this is now going to be saved to my method templates. And then I can click apply. And now it's applied to the object I had selected in the workspace, which in this case is the circle surrounding this. So using Control Shift, I'm just going to tilt the view here and we can zoom in on this. So looking from the side here, you can see here's my helical pass here to start. You can see it is taking 2 passes, spiraling down into the material. And then here is my cleaning pass down at the bottom that has the 3D exit that I defined angling away from the material. So those parameters have been applied to my selected geometry. I'm going to reset the view and Control-Shift-P to view the plate again. Just for demonstration here, I'm going to create a copy of this circle with it selected now. I'm going to access that exact same template that I just created. And this is the value of the templates. There's demo 3/8 inch that I just created. Now new geometry selected. If I double click that, I've got the same exact toolpath applied now to this new geometry without having to reconfigure it. So that's the value of saving your toolpaths off to templates, is define them once and then it's real easy to apply them again to additional geometry. That's it for defining toolpaths in Ibex.